several reports coming out even ahead of her testimony about the fact that she has, in fact, told prosecutors that there was, in fact, this backdoor between FTX and Alameda. I mean, is that what it comes down to? Is that the smoking gun for the prosecution?
I mean, I think so. There's this whole question that sort of confuses me of like, you have to know you're committing fraud for it to be fraud. But, you know, FTX knows that it told customers that it wasn't going to use their money outside of FTX. And Caroline was very clear on the stand. She was a trader who was using lots of cryptocurrency exchanges. She wouldn't have been happy if any of them were doing what FTX was doing with their fund. So there doesn't seem to be any possible way that Sam couldn't have known that this wasn't right. And I guess the big point that Caroline wanted to make yesterday and the prosecution wanted to make is this was always at Sam's direction. This was always Sam's plan. Yes, she did it, but she did it because her boss told her to.
Certainly accusations, even leading up to the trial, of discrediting on the part of Sam Bankman-Fried. Caroline Ellison's testimony, there was a New York Times report that showed her private writings that came out, which eventually led to him being jailed. But what is the defense? What does the defense hinge on at this point when you've got so many in his inner circle, already two that have testified, including Caroline Ellison, but many more?
Well, I think Caroline and the prosecution did a great job of undercutting a key part of the defense's argument yesterday. So, in the opening statement, the defense made a big deal out of Caroline's failure as a leader. They tried to present her as someone who made all these bad trades, that they were poorly hedged, and FTX and Alameda's collapse was really her fault just because she was bad at her job. Well, the prosecution showed a copious documentation yesterday. We had extremely detailed look at these various spreadsheets that Caroline had made in 2021, where Sam had asked her to, he was making a decision, should I borrow another $3 billion from crypto lenders, backstopped by FTX customer funds, should I or shouldn't I? And he asked Caroline to prepare these spreadsheets, like if various bad scenarios happen, could they still repay them? And Caroline basically came to the conclusion that like under certain conditions which actually did come to pass, things like Bitcoin falling 50% or more, under certain conditions, she was like, there's 100% chance that we will default on these loans if we take them out. And so she was trying to caution, let's maybe not do this. We don't need to do more venture investments. And Sam was like, no, I think it's really important. Let's take another $3 billion out. So to me, like that whole line of analysis sort of undercut this idea that Caroline is the one who refused to hedge. It really seems, if she's telling the truth, that SBF was the one who was refusing to limit the risk.